Okay, now, so I'm going to start with question 7 rather than the usual. We start with the first question, etc. Okay, so this worksheet, we start with question 7 and then, okay, we will go backwards. I'll be referring to your answers as well. So for those of you who have completed your work, I think you also can see that I have marked almost every single question, right? In fact, yes, I did. Yeah, except question 5. Okay, 5 I have not gone through yet. Yes, Yashika, you can do now. Okay, so if you want to do, if you want to actually put in the answers for some of the questions now, you may. You have the link to the Google Sheet, right? This is the one I'm talking about. How do you see my marking? Okay, so what happened is, okay, those of you, if you see that your answer has been highlighted, it is correct. Okay, so if your answer has not been highlighted, for example, if you look at maybe Ian, maybe look at Ian, then something must be missing in your answer. That's why I have not marked it for you. Okay, that is the reason why I did not highlight it. Another thing to take note of, when I see something that you have typed in that is really unusual and I have concerns about it, I will change the fonts to red color. Then you have to look at your answers again. Can? Yeah. You cannot enter the Google Drive. Hakim, is it? How come? Let me just check. Okay, this is our Google Drive, right? Wednesday, P6. Okay, so if I look, just check Hakim's one. Hakim, you gave me the email, isn't it? Is this the one that you've given me? Correct. So you check whether you have already signed in to Google Drive on your own, the laptop that you're using. Is it the usual one? Not the usual one. Is it a new laptop you're using? Okay. So you need to make sure you actually sign in first. Yes, Charmaine, I was about to ask you, actually. Can you give me your email address, Charmaine? Then I can give you the access to our Google Drive. Then you can see everything inside. Like, for example, PSLE instructions, science syllabus, okay? And then, of course, I have put in the question I was telling you about last week. Okay, so Charmaine, you should have access. Okay, so just to run through with you what we have, I told you, right, 3D images. When you have time, go and try it out. You can, of course, find a lot more, okay, on the internet. Then pass your question. I put in one question here. So if you open up, you can see this particular question, right? A very good question that is asked. And then after you have attempted this, I'm going to put in one more question that is very similar. Okay, the question will look entirely different. The context is totally different, but the answers you will see so similar. It's like copy and paste. So you can actually copy and paste the answer from one question to another. This is the amazing part that I wanted to share with you. Okay, why amazing? Because in PSLE, many times you will see questions are being asked, new question, you have never seen repeat, but in fact, when they are testing you concepts, right, it's actually the same things now. Can year after year, same kind of context will not be possible, but same concept tested. Okay, so Charmaine, you try and see whether you can access this. I believe the email is already sent to you. If you cannot, okay, don't worry. Right now, I'm going to put the link into the chat so you can quickly click on the link to get to the Google Sheet. Yeah. Can Charmaine? Right. So let's come back to our question 7. Okay, Mrs. Chen took a freshly baked cake out of the hot oven, okay, and immediately placed it in a glass container as shown. So this is the glass container, and then you have the freshly baked cake. Tell me something about this cake. Tell me something about this cake. It is just taken out of the oven. So what do you think? What do you expect it to be? It's hot. Very good, Heidi. Thank you. It's hot. What else? Very, okay. Yeah, it can be warm. Okay, Sean say very warm. Yeah. Okay, so when we put something that is hot and warm in a container that is totally concealed, okay, can you see that there is no holes, there is no way the hot air inside can escape, etc.? Yes or no? There's no way cold air can enter also, right? So tell me a little bit more. Okay, Sean says the surrounding air is hot. Is it inside or outside you're talking about? The inside, good. So the immediate surrounding of this freshly baked cake is very hot, right? So one thing you need to know, okay, this is a hot cake, right? So why do you think there are water droplets observed here? The inside, right? The inner glass surface has water droplets. Where did they come from? Where did they come from? Okay, I'm going to look at your answer. Of course, for those of you who did not attend the questions, okay, I believe you're shy lah. Because you know that Miss Tay will share your answer, right? Okay, so I choose to believe you're quite shy. You're scared that people will read your answer. Okay, but how do you answer this? Of course, we know it must be related to water vapor, right? So hot water vapor touches the cooler inner glass surface, condense. Before it condenses, it must lose heat first. So you remember I told you all before, whenever it talks about heat and water, the way you answer it is very step by step. Okay, and that's the most, or shall I say, that's the best kind of question you can ever think of, right? Okay, you will ever want, isn't it? Okay, hold on, Yashika, let me help you with that. Okay, so when you see questions like this, tell yourself, oh, I'm so lucky because I can score full marks. Why do I say that? Okay, this is how you answer questions like this. Okay, so there's warm water vapor from the cake, okay, that came into contact with the cooler inner surface of the glass container. So important things you need to know, they mark for this, warm water vapor from where? From the cake, okay, came into contact with the cooler inner surface, okay, then lost heat, condensed to form water droplets. So this is how water droplets came about. So where did this water vapor come from? From the cake. Is it the only source of water vapor here? Is this the only source? Joshua, do ask for permission before you annotate. Can? Yes, Yashika, I know. Let me teach you something later, Yashika. So the rest of you, you're still looking at my slide, right? Is this the only source of water vapor? Is it just from the cake? What do you think? Hakim says yes. Heidi says yes. Yashika says yes also. Now, let me ask you, okay, is there water vapor in the surrounding here? Have also, right? So do you think that the water vapor in the surrounding can actually be heated as well? Yeah, can, right? Possible. It's possible. So don't be surprised that there's also water vapor around here. Okay. So this water vapor, let's say it has gotten the heat from the hot cake because it's just taken out of the oven, very hot. So the water vapor can be warmed up, right? And together with the water vapor from the cake is very moist. We know that. Okay, so that's why it's soft and, it is not dry. You find that it's very tasty. So the water vapor from the cake as well as the environment, okay, is warm. So it rises and then touches the cooler surface, loses the heat and condense into water droplets. Let's look at your answers now. Okay, Yashika, when you do this, what you need to do is, after you type in, you notice that just now your words actually went over and overlapped the other boxes. Correct or not? What you do is you just have to go to this particular box, or we call it cell, choose this vertical align, click top, okay? And then the wrap. When you text wrap, you will see that it will actually be contained within the box. Can you do that? Okay, something new you learn, you can try that later. Okay, so look at 7A, Yashika's answer. Now, you see why I didn't actually give her the shaded, or I didn't mark her right. I didn't shade this answer. Okay, no highlights at all. Why? Anybody can tell me why I didn't give her the mark? Yes, Bethel. Warm is missing. Yeah. Okay, Hakim. Very good suggestion there. Hakim says maybe because she said it's from the cake only. Mainly from the cake. But if let's say some people, right, choose to write water vapor from the surrounding of the hot cake, warms up, they will not mark you wrong. You understand what I mean? But the main source is still from the cake, isn't it? All right, so nothing wrong if she says it's wrong. You don't have to mention both. I'm just trying to tell you that I have students who write down the surrounding water vapor gets warmed up because of the hot cake, then rises, etc., etc. Can? So that is possible. So you missed out something important, the warm water vapor from the cake. All right. You also need to talk about coming in contact. Okay, it will be better that you say it comes into contact than lost heat and condense. Okay, so that's why I didn't give you the mark. Of course, in the exam, this is not just like a right or wrong thing. Of course, it's like 2 or 3 marks. Sometimes it depends. Usually 2 marks. Okay, so if it's a 2 marks, Yashika would have gotten 1 mark. Okay, but 1 mark I wouldn't shade. I wouldn't highlight this box. It's only when you get full marks, right? Very good answer. Remember, I will highlight your box. So for Cassandra, the hot temperature of the spelling error. Now, this one is a very important thing you all must highlight to yourself. Tell yourself, whenever you spell it wrong, okay, your wrong spelling, and that word that you have spelled wrongly means another thing. You will be marked wrong. Clear? You will be marked wrong. Okay, sorry if you cannot see clearly. So, Cassandra, you see, the hot temperature of the cat, be very careful. Cat is a totally different thing compared to your cake. Yeah, so cannot give you the marks. And then you also talk about, produce hot air. Hot air condensed to mini water droplets. The concept is also wrong over here. So Cassandra, be very, very careful. All right, Charmaine, water gains heat. Where did the water come from? Charmaine, you get what I mean? Because when I read your answer, okay, you see, water gains heat and evaporates into water vapor, which loses heat and condense. Yet this kind of answer will be suitable for, let's say, the question where you have a bowl of water, okay, and then you have a big cover covering that bowl of water, and then the whole setup is placed under the sun. Then you talk about water gains heat and evaporates. In this case, there is no water being mentioned in this question. There is no water being seen in the diagram. So be very careful here. All right. Okay, gallon. Water vapor, all right, warmer, water vapor, good. Warmer